Hello, and may God give us wisdom and understanding. May the Holy Spirit lead us and guide us into His truth. For all the pro-Palestinians out there, Muslims out there, and Christians that keep talking about those poor children. Yes, if you're human, you care about children. That is humanity. But if you're a pro-Palestinian complaining and bitching about all those children being killed in Gaza, let me tell you something. The Jews of Israel, anybody in Israel, cares for those children a whole lot more than Hamas or those Palestinians. I'm sure maybe a lot of them are waking up to this now. I hope they are. I'm sure they are. But you have to understand that from birth, from mother's milk, that society has been glorifying martyrdom. That the best thing that you can do growing up is to die for the cause, for the so-called resistance. That's all they seem to know. That's all they know. Hamas wants you to see blown up children and horrible things, how terrible the Jews are for doing this. But you talk about genocide, and this is a good point to try to remember and understand. Israel has fought this war now for almost 2 years. Almost 1,000 or 2,000 of its own soldiers have died in this battle, in this war. Now, these are children of Israel, young men and women of Israel. They're regular citizens. They're drafted into the army, compulsory drafting into the army. They serve to protect the land, to protect the nation of Israel, which, if they understood, is a whole lot bigger than just Jews, but that's a whole different subject. But the fact of the matter is, they've been fighting door to door and in all kinds of ways to try to protect the civilians of Gaza. Before they drop bombs on buildings which have whatever inside them or under them, warning the population to get out because there is a military base underneath and it has to be destroyed. No other army in the history of this planet has done this. None. They're trying to fight as best they can because they have no other option. And they're losing their sons and daughters in this fight. The Palestinians glorify death. They want to die for the cause. That's what they've been bred on and raised on for the past, 60, 50, 70 years? That's what they are. Palestine is an invention. The nation of Palestinians, the government of Palestine, is an invention, a human invention. All they have is this resistance or this bloody fight. All they care about is not land. They care nothing about nothing except to kill their enemy, infidel, the heathen, which is anybody but them. And amongst themselves, they fight and kill each other indiscriminately. Dying is a good thing for them. Their martyrdom for the cause, whatever they believe to be the truth, they think is their entire existence. No Arab country wants these people among them. Not Syria, not Lebanon, not Egypt. Egypt borders Palestine. Millions of these Palestinians would love to get the hell out from this horror. Egypt will not let any of them in. And we're talking about Sinai Desert. There's nothing there except some oil rigs, whatever. There's a huge, huge desert. They could house all of the Palestinians there. And if Hamas wanted to fight, actually fight, they could have a perfect opportunity. Get all the civilians and the children and the mothers out of there and fight. That's what they want. That's what they've been asking for, right? But that's not what they want. Hamas wants to show the women and the children dying, the martyrs, the poor martyrs. That's what they get paid for. That's how come their leaders are so freaking rich and they're not there. They're in Qatar, they're in God knows where, living in five-star hotels, doing whatever the hell they want, however many wives they want, sex, whatever. This is so ugly, and people just don't seem to want to understand what's going on. Now, we now have anti-Semites all over the world. This is not a new hatred, but this is being stoked now because of this. It's popular now. It's trending. Okay? Try to understand that not all Jews are bad. I hope you can process that. Most of them want to raise their kids and have peace. They want peace. If Palestinians had any brains and woke up to reality of what's going on and what's been going on with them and all the propaganda that they've been swallowing, hook, line, and sinker, the only people that would allow them to prosper, to live, to raise their children, to prosper is Israel, are the Jews. No Arab country wants them among them. It's been tried before. It did not work out very well. You can Google the information or snoogle the information, whatever the hell you want, if you actually had truth in your heart and you wanted to understand the truth. There's a reason why a whole lot of Jews are not seeing Christ as a Messiah. They were blinded. It's God's plan. But they believe in the one true living God. Muslims do not. Muslims have Allah. It's a different God. Okay? What kind of God that is? Let me tell you something. When Christ died and then he came back and taught the rest, he clearly told people, after I leave, the one that's in this world that comes after me has nothing in me. You know who that is? I hope you know who that is. The Muslim religion, Islam, did not come until 633 years after Christ's death. 633 after Christ's death. And Christ was 33 when he died. Add that up, see what happens. Okay? Jews are blinded for a reason. Here, let me show you something. In closing, let me show you something. This is my trusty King James. We're going to go to 2 Corinthians chapter 4. And we're going to start with verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid from them that are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the original gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine on them. We can go to